The engine hummed. Noah, her boyfriend, sang along to the radio, his eyes sparkling with joy. They were driving to a weekend getaway, their laughter echoing through the car. The road stretched ahead, a dark ribbon against the setting sun.
Suddenly, headlights blinded Anya.
A deafening crash, then darkness. Anya opened her eyes. She saw the mangled wreckage of the car.
Noah, Noah!
No response. Panic surged through her. She tried to touch him, but her hand passed right through. A chilling realization dawned on her. She was dead. Days turned into nights. Anya watched her family and friends mourn at her grave. Their heart-wrenching sobs echoed her own agony. She was invisible, unable to comfort them, trapped in a spectral limbo. Despair threatened to consume her. She yearned for peace, for release. One misty evening, a figure materialized before Anya. He had kind eyes and a gentle smile.
I am Daniel, a spirit guide.
He explained that Anya was tethered to the mortal realm by unfinished business. He spoke of a malevolent entity, drawn to the site of the accident, feeding on her fear and despair. Daniel's words confirmed her suspicions. She was not alone. Something sinister lurked in the shadows. She had to confront it, not just for herself, but for the innocent souls it might ensnare.
I will guide you, Anya. You have the strength within you.
Daniel promised to help her find the strength within herself. The air grew heavy as Anya approached the crash site. The weight of the past seemed to press down on her shoulders, making each step feel like a journey through thick fog. The mangled car was still there, a grim reminder of her fate. It stood as a silent witness to the tragedy that had unfolded, its twisted metal a testament to the violent end of a life once full of promise. An unnatural chill settled over the area, sending shivers down her spectral spine. The cold seemed to seep into her very being, a stark contrast to the warmth of the life she once knew.
I can feel it. Its presence. It's like a shadow that never leaves, always lurking just out of sight, waiting for the moment to strike.
It whispered to her, taunting her with guilt and fear, amplifying her pain. The entity appeared, a grotesque shadow with glowing red eyes. Its voice was a cruel mockery, echoing her deepest regrets and fears. It seethed with rage and malice, its very essence a threat. The air around it seemed to crackle with dark energy, a palpable sense of danger that made her heart race.
You failed to save Noah. The words cut through her like a knife, each syllable a reminder of her perceived failure.
It twisted the knife of guilt deeper into her already wounded soul. Anya cowered, fear threatening to overwhelm her. The weight of her guilt was almost too much to bear, pressing down on her like a physical force.
No! No! She whispered, her voice barely audible, as if speaking louder would give the entity more power over her.
But Daniel's words echoed in her mind, reminding her of her strength. He had always believed in her, even when she doubted herself.
I have the strength within me, she repeated, her voice growing stronger with each word. She knew she had to face the entity, not just for herself, but for Noah and for Daniel. She couldn't let the past define her any longer.
Nightmares plagued Anya. The crash replayed endlessly in her mind. The entity's whispers echoed in her ears, amplifying her deepest fears. Every night she would wake up drenched in sweat, her heart pounding as if it would burst out of her chest. The memories of that fateful day were like a relentless storm, never giving her a moment's peace. The whispers were not just sounds, they were insidious thoughts that crept into her mind, making her question her sanity.
Guilt gnawed at me. I blamed myself for Noah's death. If only I had been a better driver, more attentive. The weight of my mistakes felt like a heavy chain, dragging me down into an abyss of despair. I replayed every moment of that day, wondering what I could have done differently. The regret was a constant companion, whispering that I was unworthy of forgiveness, that I deserved this torment.
The weight of her grief threatened to crush her. It was a suffocating presence, wrapping around her like a dark shroud. Every breath was a struggle, every moment a battle against the overwhelming sorrow that threatened to consume her. She felt isolated, as if no one could understand the depth of her pain.
Anya, you must fight. Remember your love for Noah, your inherent strength. You can control your fear, draw strength from your love. Think of the moments you shared, the dreams you had together. Let those memories be your anchor, your source of courage. You are stronger than you realize, and your love for Noah can guide you through this darkness.
Daniel urged her to fight. He helped her confront the entity's lies, to see through its manipulations. He reminded her that the whispers were just that, whispers, with no real power over her. With his support, she began to see the cracks in the entity's facade, to recognize the truth behind the lies.
You can see through its lies, Anya. Don't let it manipulate you. Trust in your strength, in the love you have for Noah. Let that be your guiding light, your shield against the darkness. You have the power to overcome this, to reclaim your life from the shadows.
Slowly, Anya began to fight back. She refused to be consumed by guilt and fear. Each day was a step forward, a small victory against the darkness that sought to claim her. She learned to silence the whispers, to push back against the memories that haunted her. Her determination grew, fueled by the love she had for Noah and the support of those around her.
I will find peace for myself and for Noah. This is my promise. I will not let the past define me, nor will I let the whispers control my future. I will honor Noah's memory by living, by finding joy and peace once more. This is my journey, and I will see it through.
She would find peace for herself and for Noah. The path ahead was still fraught with challenges, but Anya was no longer alone. With each step, she moved closer to a future where the whispers of fear were but a distant memory, and the love she held for Noah was a beacon of hope and strength. Gathering her courage, Anya confronted the entity. She refused to be its victim any longer. The entity lashed out, its shadowy claws reaching for her. But Anya stood firm, her fear replaced by a fierce determination.
You have no power over me.
Anya's voice echoed in the stillness of the night, stronger than she thought possible. She realized that the entity fed on her fear, her guilt. By letting go of those emotions, she was starving it, weakening its hold on her.
I will not let you torment me any longer. I will fight back.
She would not let it torment her any longer. She would fight back. The entity lunged again, its form flickering, its power waning. Each movement it made seemed more desperate than the last, as if it knew its time was running out. The air around it crackled with dark energy, but the once formidable force was now a shadow of its former self.
With determination. No more. I won't let you win. This ends now. Anya's voice was steady, filled with a resolve that had been building up inside her for so long. She had faced countless fears, but this was the moment she had been preparing for.
Anya met its attack with a surge of pure, white light, the embodiment of her love for Noah and her desire for peace. The light was not just a weapon, it was a manifestation of everything she held dear. It was her love, her hope, and her unwavering belief that good would prevail.
Shriek filled with rage and despair. No, this can't be! The entity's voice was a cacophony of anger and disbelief, a final, desperate attempt to cling to the darkness that had sustained it for so long.
The entity shrieked, a sound filled with rage and despair. It was a cry that echoed through the very fabric of the space they occupied, a testament to its unwillingness to fade away. It writhed in agony as Anya's light washed over it, purging the darkness. The light seemed to burn away the shadows, leaving nothing but purity in its wake. Every flicker of darkness was met with an overwhelming force of light, relentless and unyielding. With a final, ear-splitting shriek, the entity vanished. It was as if it had never existed, leaving behind only the faintest whisper of its presence, quickly dissipating into the ether.
Breathing heavily with relief. It's over, finally. Anya's voice was filled with a mixture of exhaustion and relief. She had given everything she had, and now, at last, the battle was won.
Anya stood triumphant, bathed in the soft, white light of her own making. The light was a gentle reminder of her strength and the love that had guided her through the darkest of times. The air felt lighter, cleaner. It was as if the very atmosphere had been cleansed, free from the oppressive darkness that had once tainted it. The oppressive weight that had been crushing her lifted. Anya could feel the difference in every breath she took, each one easier and more refreshing than the last. Peace settled over her, a profound sense of calm she had not felt since before the accident. It was a peace that promised a new beginning, a chance to rebuild and move forward, free from the shadows of the past. She looked down at the mangled remains of the car. The twisted metal no longer held any power over her. She had faced her fears, confronted her guilt, and emerged victorious. She was free.
With a sense of closure, it's time to move on.
Turning away from the crash site, Anya felt a sense of closure. She was ready to move on.
Proudly, Anya, you've done it. You've shown incredible bravery and strength.
Grateful, thank you, Daniel, for everything.
You are free now. Free to find peace in the afterlife. And know this, your loved ones will be okay. You will always be with them in spirit.
With a grateful smile, Anya thanked Daniel for his guidance. Anya watched from the afterlife as her loved ones slowly began to heal. She whispered words of comfort in their dreams, sent them signs of her presence.
Softly, I'm still here with you always.
She guided them towards their passions, helped them find joy in life again. Though they couldn't see her, they felt her presence.
With hope, I know you're here, Anya. Thank you.
Time passed, and Anya's loved ones moved on with their lives, carrying her memory in their hearts. They lived their lives to the fullest, inspired by her courage and sacrifice. They found love, pursued their dreams, and made the world a better place, honoring her memory with every breath. Anya's presence lingered, a gentle breeze rustling leaves, a warm ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. She was a whisper in the wind, a flicker of light in the darkness, a reminder that even in death, love endures.
Peacefully, I am at peace, knowing my spirit lives on in the hearts of those I love.
The echoes of her love, her courage, and her sacrifice resonated through the lives of those she left behind, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. And so, Anya's story, though born of tragedy, became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love and courage can light the way.